What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. So thank you guys again for putting time aside and joining us for another Sunday Stock Talk. I do apologize for that technical difficulty. My microphone wasn't working. I had to restart my computer. So hopefully I didn't lose too many of you. For those that aren't aware of what Tech Solutions is, we're a small networking group. We're sitting a little bit over 12,000 members worldwide, and we do two things the best, and that is share best practices and share mistakes in effort to promote growth. If you are a new investor and want to get a little bit more into the market of investing, or you are an experienced investor and want to expose yourself to new opportunity, then this group would be the ideal group. It is a free group that you can join. The link is provided for you down in the description, and I'd love to be a part of your success. Something that the Sunday Stock Talk consists of is recapping last week's trading and talking about what to expect this upcoming week. I do answer a majority of your guys' questions, depending on how many viewers we end up getting. But I want to thank you guys again, especially because of the type of holiday that today is. I do want to make sure that you guys focus and I get you guys back to your family to enjoy this Easter Sunday. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you guys are spending it with your family, with your loved ones, or just yourself all together, I hope you guys are enjoying this, day off. I can't thank you guys enough again for putting time aside and watching, in a sense, my videos. It's definitely amazing to see that I have such a quality following, and you guys are so supportive, and there's no words that I can say to describe the feeling that I get, and being able to work with each and every one of you, Monday through Friday, and to speak to all of you when you guys reach out to me. So I do want to apologize for last week. I did my recaps, and our recaps were great. Friday, since the market wasn't open, I didn't do a recap, and because of my schoolwork and my normal work altogether, I was flooded with work, and I didn't have enough time to upload, so I do apologize for that. Saturday didn't go well either. If you guys follow me on my social media account, my Instagram, right, the link is provided for you down below, I believe, in the description, and it might send you, it might provide you a link with my link to my Instagram. But I did have a small accident. If you guys saw yesterday's video, it was about me buying a motorcycle, and right as I uploaded that video, I actually went out to work, and I'll be uploading a video kind of about my accident. But pretty much this is just an example of just a piece of kind of what happened, but my whole left side of my body has like road rash and bruising and bumps. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to upload the video just because of everything that I had going on, but you guys will get a better understanding. I had a small accident with the motorcycle, so I ended up falling off. Everything was completely okay, but again, this is not what I want to talk about on our Sunday Stock Talk. Just wanted to let you guys know on why I didn't upload on Saturday for my fun video. I wanted to upload something else to make up for Friday and no uploads there, but overall, just you guys are definitely very supportive. There's some of you that did follow me and that were very supportive with what happened and stuff like that. So I can't thank you guys enough. But overall, last week, because of all the news that was going on with gold, not gold, but us and going back and forth with Afghanistan, right, dropping one of the most powerful bombs that our country has ever dropped. That's not an atomic bomb, to Afghanistan, I believe, and just the tension between us and Syria, us and North Korea, and us and Russia, I believe. Overall, there's been a lot of tension and a lot of uncertainty within our economy, and what that means is you have to understand these trends. And although it is a part within our economy that a time within our economy that there might be huge fluctuations or huge shifts, I want to make sure that you guys understand, as day traders, as investors, it is our job to identify the potential. And every time, like we've been trading JDST being a bear ETF, meaning that it goes down when our economy goes down, understanding that when it goes down because of this huge fluctuations that have been happening, it is not a bad idea to consider investing in companies that go down, that receive, like when they announced that they were dropping the bomb in Afghanistan, right? The ETFs such as JNUG and NGT went up. They went up from, JNUG went up from, I believe, $6 to all the way up to like nearly $8. And those huge increases in pricing we should be able to identify that because they're very repetitive. Last week, JDST and JNUG, if you guys know what that is, search it up. You guys can see the correlation. I'm going to start sharing my screen in a couple minutes so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But every time that JDST goes up, JNUG goes down, meaning that what does that identify? And then once they cross, or once JDST goes up above, like 660, then that's a resistance that it breaks, and it usually hits about 740. So you have to identify these trends that when one goes up, the other one's going to go down. So if you are investing in these and want to invest in safer ETFs, then you have to make sure that you identify, the support, the resistance, but also the trends. You guys have been doing a beautiful job, and I want to see if I can actually shout you guys out within the group. I know there's a lot of you that have been sharing these type of trends, and let me see if I can pull it up. But one of our members was Elio Echo, and I'm going to show you guys my screen real quick. And pretty much this is within the TechBud Solutions group chat, and what she posted was this graph. And this graph shows kind of just trends. Let's see if you guys could actually see it. It shows trends on where to buy and when to sell. And I think identifying those trends and being able to be exposed to trends like these are going to be very useful. Something that you can do is, because so many, like hundreds of messages are shared, even over the weekend within our group chat, that it would be ideal to, screenshot this, save this, post it, where it is that you trade, to have a little chart on your wall to make sure that you are aware of these trends. And the more you learn about these trends, the more you learn about different indicators, support, resistance, EMA, SMA, RSI, the more you expose yourself to, the more you're willing to learn, the better understanding that you'll get with investing. And it really comes down to how much work are you willing to put in to be the best investor that you can be. I think people, especially in today's society, are so focused on that get rich quick. And I'm telling you, for the amount of years that I've put into investing and the amount of years that I've put into all my businesses overnight, and it definitely, you are not going to see the type of return that you are promised with other programs. If it sounds too easy, right? If it sounds too good to be true, there's definitely programs out there that can assist you and that can educate you to be successful, but it comes down to the individual. Those that are saying that, I saw a message saying like, Ricky, I wonder who's going to be your first millionaire student. Yes, that's something to be proud of, but I'd much rather have a quality following or members of students, of just members, because I don't even want to identify you guys as students, because I learn from you guys as well. But I'd much rather have a quality membership of individuals within TechBud Solutions that are successful out of 10,000 students that are millionaires. I'd rather have a quality just amount of students that can have an extra source of income, that can live a financially free life, or not necessarily a financially free life, but a life where they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's the beautiful thing about TechBuds. It exposes you to a new opportunity, but it's you as the individual, or you as the investor, to do what you make out of it, right? It really comes down to you to understand what's going on and see if you identify potential, or if you don't. And if you don't identify potential, then that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 job. I do not want to subjugate anyone that's willing to work hard and is willing to put forth the hours to live that type of lifestyle. But again, TechBud Solutions is for those that are willing to put in the hours, to put in the work, for people that want to be successful. And if you, in a sense, not try to mimic what other people are doing, but learn from their best practices and learn from their mistakes and build your own channel of success. And within that, I think that you will see that it is not this strange or foreign, type of, in a sense, just skills that you have to be successful. They're actually very simple, but it's those simple things that people need to do consecutively and consistently that filter so many people out, just like saving money. No one does it, but it's those that do save money and invest it that can create an extra source of income. But again, that's enough for that. I didn't mean to go off in such a tangent when it came to this talk, but my goodness, there's a lot of comments. All right, let me see if I can answer some of your questions. So I want to start answering a little bit of your questions, then I'll get to the technical analysis portion. So go ahead and start asking me any questions that you guys want. Again, don't ask me for any technical analysis. Ask me questions that you guys want me to answer about trading or something that you've been trying to overcome. This isn't any question about myself, but it's something that I want to, help you overcome something if I can. And if you see any comments in the live chat that you think that you can answer, feel free to do so. So this is by Money B says, JNUG tried to do a reverse stock split on Thursday night. What do you think about that? That's definitely something I'll look into. That's definitely not a good sign. Usually when you do a reverse stock split, that means that the company or the ETF itself is trying to increase the actual value, right, that we visually see to be viewed as like a higher value, ETF or stock. And that's definitely not a good sign in the long run. Companies that usually do that are because they don't meet NASDAQ requirements. So that's definitely something to look into. And again, you as an investor, if that scares you or if that's something that you don't understand, then you shouldn't invest in it, because then you're going into a field or a realm of just unknown territory, right? If you don't understand it, if you don't understand what you're investing in, then why invest it, right? It's better just to watch and analyze than it is to risk it and kind of just see what happens and hope for the best. Because if you know anything about investing, when you let your emotions come into play, that's definitely where you're going to be the least successful, right? You might get lucky from time to time, but it's almost 100% sure that you'll have more red days than you will green days. Again, this isn't a market where people just become rich overnight just based out of luck. It's those that are willing to put forth the effort that are the ones that see that return of success. So Raybo says, please look at CBIS. Go ahead and suggest that in our once we start talking about those about technical analysis. Okay, so Celeste Siegel, which is an active member within our group, says, Ricky, you say you don't use screeners, but how do you find stocks to analyze each day? Just question mark. So pretty much what I do is I have my watch list, and during my watch list, during pre-market hours, what I look for is I want to make sure that, again, one of the biggest things, especially during pre-market hours, is volume. I want to make sure that there's healthy amounts of volume. And the best way that I can do that is if I simply go on my TD Ameritrade app, I click on volume, and then I click it one more time, and from top to bottom, it tells me the most active stocks according to volume. That's not necessarily a screener that I've set up. It's one that's already out there that's provided. It's in a sense a filter through my watch list through TD Ameritrade, but that's really one of the biggest things that I focus on. With my technical analysis, I literally look at my stocks that I have in my watch list. I perform technical analysis on a series of stocks that have about 5 to 10% potential within the past 10 days. And then that's what gives me the judgment onto what to expect for the next 5 to 10 stocks that I'm gonna, in a sense, have ready for the pre-market hour. And then I use, again, volume to be an indicator to filter out those 5 to 10 stocks to about 2 to 5 stocks to focus on. Because the more stocks there's a question or a suggestion or a comment in our group chat. It's like, Ricky, I've been having a very difficult time, staying on track with my stocks because I'm overwhelmed. I'm looking at 2 to 3 different stocks. I'm a new trader, and I'm like getting overwhelmed because I feel like I'm all over the place. That's definitely something that you don't want to do. It's like when you go into, like Walmart, and there's different options of fudge, especially if you don't know anything about fudge, right? How do you know what's the best one? Just imagine, a whole aisle of hundreds, if not thousands, of fudge options. You don't know what to choose. They're all going to pretty much say the same thing, especially if you don't know how to identify potential. Well, first of all, you have to learn how to filter out stocks with performing technical analysis, identifying potential, again, that 5 to 10%, and being realistic. Now, when you have that, use volume to be a different indicator to see if it has a healthy amount of volume to trade that day, in a sense, almost like momentum trading. And by doing that, then you'll create these certain filters that will allow you to, in a sense, get a better judgment that, okay, these 1 to 2 stocks that I'm focusing on today have good potential. They meet all the criteria that I want to focus on, and kind of just focus on those and don't overwhelm yourself. Are you going to make more videos on level 2? This is by Natalie Costa. If you guys would like me to make more videos to elaborate a little bit more on level 2 trading, which is like depth within TD Ameritrade, then go ahead and let me know, and I'd love to do it for you guys. Okay, so Jermaine Bentiz says, "Hi Rick, what is the best paper trading platform in the U.S.? I want to paper trade for a few months before jumping in with real money. What do you think?" I've actually made a video on this about paper trading or simulation trading. I think personally, based on my experience, and in no way do I want you to choose anything because of what I'm using, but it's just something that I started with. And TD Ameritrade has a very nice, in a sense, mobile application for paper trading, and you could actually subscribe to real-time paper trading quotes and real-time paper trading, just platform that is very useful. They give you $200,000, and it's going to be something that I think that's very smart. That from the beginning that you want to start with paper trading, because why risk money when you don't know how to invest? And I think as you continue to develop yourself as a trader and learn, you'll learn through paper trading. I did it for one day. It was like last week. I jumped back into like the paper trading just to try it out because I wanted to get kind of my feet wet again with this $1,000 challenge on how I was going to do it without my margin account. And again, it's not very realistic, but with the $200,000 that I had there, I ended up with like $207,000 at the end of the day. But it was a bunch of like day trading, and again, I was using support resistance and stuff like that. So I saw again, and I think I invested a total of like 50 to 60,000. So I saw quite a bit of a return, nearly a little bit more than 10%. So it's definitely possible to use this simulation trading to get your feet wet and then jump into a real account with your real money. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Greenlight says, "Did you have insurance on your bike?" I do. And but I'm not going to use it. It's more of like it was nothing that bad. Well, at least I don't think so. I got more skepped up than I think the bike did. But you guys will see in tomorrow's video. Pretty much, I'm just gonna replace it, and I was gonna buy it and sell it, but now yeah. So we'll have to see. What I haven't thought too much about it. It's kind of just like I just wanted to make sure that I was fine, and the bike, I didn't care too much about it. So I'm probably just gonna sell it within the next couple of days, if not weeks. But yeah. All right, Bobby Sherwood says, "What is a reverse stock split?" So it's pretty much when a company, instead of splitting, let's say they're trading for $1, and instead of splitting their stock to, one half, meaning that they, instead of $1 trading at 50 cents, but now they have 2 times more shares out there, they're actually cutting back on their shares. So if they had 1 million, potential shares out there at $1 share, so each share is $1, they had 1 million shares, so they had $1 million in buyable, buying power for the stock market. Let's say they do a 1/4 reverse stock split, then now they only have 250,000, meaning that that's gonna increase the value of their stock to now $4. So instead of $1, now it's 4. So visually you see the company to be worth more, but in actuality it's actually just only 1/4 of what's actually presented to be viable. Gabe Giassi says, "Ricky, do you have any other hats?" I know everyone always tells me that. I do have, actually have a bunch of hats, and I do have, my roommate actually just walked into my closet yesterday because we were actually killing a scorpion that was in my closet. Um, and he was like, "What the heck? Like, you have such nice clothes, you have such nice shoes and everything." If you guys ever see me like in public, I am probably one of the most like just casual guys that you'll ever meet. I really don't care too much about my clothes or anything like that. Like, I have nice clothes and I wear them from time to time, but I'm not one that flaunts, clothing or anything like that. If you guys see anything about really like me or anything that I really wear, other than my cars, I don't have anything that is really materialistic. And the reason I buy these like flashy cars are because I buy them, I think, in a smart way to buy them and sell them for a profit. So I don't buy anything really to lose money on. And that's just the type of person I am. Yeah. So one of the things by Kellen Valen says, "Ricky, can you screenshot your watch list and post it somewhere? I have a good idea on Wait, I have a good idea of what you are looking for and would love to see your entire watch list if you don't mind." So I don't post my entire watch list. If you guys know my technical analysis feed, which is our technical analysis group chat, or my pre-market movers group chat, I post the different stocks in my watch list and I share them with you guys. But overall, posting my watch list, that's something that we're going to implement into the Technical Solutions platform once it goes live. But as of now, I wouldn't be posting it out there. This is by Julio Herrera. It says, finishing high school and I want to start studying the stock market in the summer. Is there any course that I can learn the market? I think the biggest thing is getting your feet wet. And although you want to wait till you finish high school, again, do it within your own comfort level. I think the best way to learn is to get your feet wet and learn while you're networking with other individuals. That's why I think this group, Technical Solutions, is such a powerful community, because not only do you get to see real-time data and real-time traders, but you can actually implement what it is that you're learning at no real risk, right, with this paper trading account. And once you get a better understanding, then you can go and start funding your account and open your real brokerage account. So how can you get a copy of that chart pattern on your phone? This is by Miami King, and it's within our Technical Solutions group chat. So you have to be a member within our group and then join our Technical Solutions group chat, which will then you can just screenshot pretty much what it is that they're all sharing within that group. But again, the link is provided for you down below if you guys want to be a part of Technical Solutions. And again, it's a free group. So I get that question a lot. What do I think about SureTrader? I don't know anything about it. I think I should really look into it since it's such a consecutive question. I don't know anything about them. I've never used them before, so I don't want to falsify any information that I'm sharing with you guys. But if that's a question that you guys really want me to answer, let me know, and I'll for sure look into it. So how much dollars do you trade on daily average? Well, I usually trade about 3 to 4 times a day, and I trade at a risk of $3,000. So if you think about it, then that's in a sense $12,000 to $16,000 that I'm risking. Or I'm sorry, 3 to 4, which would be $9,000 to $12,000 every single day. But again, I had my account was over $30,000 before I started removing it, and I've already removed a majority of it because of this challenge that we're going to be doing with the $1,000 challenge. And I actually ran into an issue with my account because I day trade so often that once I started removing the money from my account, I got marked as a pattern day trader, and that's something that I've never got marked as. So I called Robinhood, and I was like, "What the heck? Like, what's going on?" They're very helpful. And I told them, I was like, look, I'm doing this challenge for my group and I need my account to be ready by Monday. Like, what do I need to do? And I was on the phone with them for a couple minutes. They sent me over to their technical department team and they removed the limit. So hopefully I can be at 0 day trades by the time that we start, but we'll have to see. But I know I can day trade from starting Monday. You butchered my name. Do you think the market will tank tomorrow? That's again, I have no idea with the overall market on how it's planned out to be because of the actions that President Trump has been, in a sense, just showing us, right? So there's not really much that I have to say about that. It really comes down to really you have to try to see. I mean, there's nothing. If anything, I would highly suggest for you to get a better understanding of the overall market. But as day traders, we want to make sure that we identify, markets that although they do see a big drop, that they see a pretty big, if not, even rise back up. So with that, we can identify the drop as a support and try to ride it back up to the resistance, which is the previous support before it dipped down. Okay. Now, I'm going to just talk one more time about the $1,000 challenge. So we do have a video again, and it is within my helpful video playlist. So I'd highly encourage you guys to watch that because it elaborates a little bit more. But this $1,000 challenge, and I've created a whole Excel sheet. So if you're a part of Technical Solutions, scroll down the post, and there's going to be an Excel sheet that's going to help you keep track of your trades, so you get a better understanding on, in a sense, like month by month where you need to be to hit your overall goal to stay on track to see this $1,000 to $20,000 challenge. But it is going to be a margin account. I'm going to only be trading 3 days out of a 5-day period, and I implemented that all to my in a sense, Excel sheet. And I made a specific video just explaining how to use that Excel sheet. So I think that's going to be very useful, even if you're not doing this $1,000 challenge, but just to be a little bit more organized when it comes to your trading. I think that's going to be a very useful tool to get a better understanding on how to hit your goals. Because if you're not organized and you don't understand what you need to be hitting every single day, it's just kind of like, what are you trading for? What are you trying to achieve? And if you're kind of just trading day by day to, not really hit a goal, then I think, having a goal every single day is going to motivate you a little bit more to do better. And it's actually something that's made it for me a little bit more competitive, and it's something that's really helped me out a lot. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to start doing technical analysis, and I'm going to do about 3 of them because I want to get you guys back to your families. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and then I'll start performing these technical analysis. All right, this is JDST. This is definitely one, and this is one that I'm gonna click here, and we're gonna click compare. And this is JNUG. So let's actually get a little bit closer to this 5-day analysis. And then here we see, again, JDST are the red and green candlesticks. JNUG are these blue lines. And you could see that they're almost mirror images of one another. So if you can draw a flat line right here, they pretty much mirror one another, meaning that when one has a huge rise, the other one has a huge drop. And again, these are ETFs. JDST is a bear ETF, meaning that it goes down when the market goes down. And JNUG is a bull ETF, meaning that it goes up when our market goes down. So ideally, if you hear bad news about our market, you're most likely going to see, like we did on Friday, right? Thursday, they're going to see JNUG go up and JDST go down. But again, identifying us as day traders, what is it that you need to understand is that, again, us as day traders, you want to write it up. So actually, in reality, JDST has the most potential because it has the most margin of profit to make up. So overall, this is really what you're going to want to be going for. Now, JNUG overall, when it has these huge days, when it rises up, then you want to make sure that, you have to be realistic. How much higher is it going to be going before it peaks out? So that's really just it for these 2 ETFs that I want to talk about. Right now, they're almost intersecting one another, just like they did here. So when it comes to what has the most potential at this current moment, because of JDST almost peaking out at where it's at, it's really going to have to depend on how it reacts to all the in a sense news that's been going out there. But again, if it goes below $13 for JDST, then you're most likely going to expect again to drop to around $12.80 to $12.40 like it's been doing so these past couple of days. But if it goes and holds above $13, and $13 isn't necessarily a bad buy point. But again, perform your own technical analysis, identify support resistance. I'm going to remove JNUG just so we can get a better understanding of what to expect. But go ahead and start giving me suggestions on what stocks you guys want me to analyze, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, as you guys can see, JDST had a huge red day and then had a huge green day to follow. Went lows of 1238 to highs of 1380, and a lot of you guys were able to make hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars because of these alerts that we set off within our group of TechBot Solutions. So I'm waiting for your guys' suggestions. So CERU is the first one that we received. All right, we actually talked about CRU before, and although it did have a nice pump, it's actually, I really think that this was a pump and dump, that it saw a nice increase in volume. It's still getting, or having trouble meeting NASDAQ requirements. So overall, I would still suggest to, be careful with what it is that you choose to jump into when it comes to CRU. It definitely is not an overnight hold. And if you see, for those that jumped in that thought they were writing it up, eventually hit the resistance and slowly started writing it down. So I'd say, this is one that you can look at for a momentum trade, but definitely not a hold. Let's see, PLUG. Alrighty, so now this is PLUG. Now when it comes to identifying that 10% potential, Um, it looks like it has a support at 220. Has a resistance at around 235, so not nearly that 10% potential, but it does have these margins of profit. It looks like it bounced right before the market closed at this 220 support, and it held pretty well above that. And obviously, there's a resistance at 235. So a good plan that you guys could set up for this is, a buy here, cut losses anything below 220, and a resistance here at 235. Now, let's go ahead and AMD. All right, AMD now at 1231. I'm sure this one went through a reverse stock split because if I remember AMD, it was actually one that was trading a lot lower. But it looks like it hit a support, and this is definitely a trend that we've seen quite often, is when these stocks are seeing a rise, right? But all of a sudden it has a huge drop, meaning that there was a huge seller, and there's a huge dump. And that's actually what identifies a support, and it slowly bleeds back down there. And then we're going to see most likely a bounce. But where is it going to bounce to? And that's really the whole thing, right? Identifying where to expect to bounce. From this lows of like 1223 and highs of 1275, it's not that 10% potential. But, I mean, it's just consistently been on a downward trend. And that's definitely not a good sign, especially for a stock that's valued at a little bit over $10. So I'd say keep your eyes on this one. But again, this doesn't seem to be like a good overnight hold. All right, I'm gonna do one last one, and it's gonna be TEUM. This one's trading again a little bit below $1, and I totally understand why you guys are choosing these, but this is just not a good one. And the reason I say that is because if you guys know anything about what we've talked about, how to read candlesticks, these things have just these little dashes, meaning that it saw no movement in price within that 1 minute period. Meaning that the volume just isn't there. So if you really want to get out, and especially as a day trader, it just doesn't have much potential, especially if you want to buy and sell for a profit just in case any news ends up happening. Well, here's the support, here's the resistance, but in reality, I mean, it just doesn't see much volume. So I would kind of say stay away from this one. All right, so I'm going to do one more, and that's going to be, let's see, you guys keep posting them, and I'll see what I post or what I choose to do. All right, actually, that doesn't sound like a bad one. CBNX or CNX. All right. So this one in the 2-day analysis, it looks like it sees a lot more volume than the other, than what was it, like TBNX, the one that we just did. But this one has a pretty strong support around $2. It has gone below $2, but doesn't usually hold well below $2. And it does have a resistance around this 220, which is great. It has this 10% potential, these solid bounces. It nearly hit lows of nearly $2 and then came back up to nearly $2.20. So this identifies a good support, good resistance, cut losses if you want anything below $2 or less than 2.5%, and then locking your profits near or at this 220 resistance. But when you look at these couple-day analysis, you're going to be going to a 1-day analysis or 1 month analysis. It looks like it's been a consistent downward trend. Now doing a 3-month analysis, yeah, it just hasn't been holding very well, especially within the last couple of months, if not days. So this is hold, but this is definitely one that I can see myself. So this is probably one that I would be adding to my watch list. And this is a canvas stock, meaning that for those that are really into the whole marijuana investing, then this is one that you guys might want to look into. So this is definitely one that I'd be adding to my watch list. So thank you for those that suggested it. And that is it, guys. So thank you guys again so much again. I want to make sure that I can let you guys go and enjoy your Easter Sunday. But overall, Raboy says, like, hey, you said you were going to do CBIS. I didn't. I said make sure you suggest it, so I do apologize for that. If anything, Raboy, if you ask or message me through the Tech Solutions group chat, I'll do CBIS just for you. I'll perform a technical analysis, and I'll send you what it is that I think of it. But overall, thank you guys again. I hope you guys had a safe and fun weekend. I think you guys will laugh at the video that I'm going to upload about my fall on the bike. And again, it's not to scare anyone with what it is that happened to me. I really think it's more of a learning process for me. But overall, I'm super excited for this upcoming week and for this $1,000 challenge. Again, I just started it as kind of just a thing to keep you guys on track, but I didn't expect this response from all of you guys. You guys are so supportive and so excited for this challenge, because I think you guys can truly identify that with like consistent, just growth, that there really is potential to make large amounts of money, even just with starting with $1,000. And I think that a lot of you in big scale are understanding that. So I really do appreciate all your guys' support. If you guys can give this video a thumbs up, and if you guys can subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. Again, just stay up to date with everything that we are sharing. Make sure you TechBud Solutions. It is a free group, and then we should be launching our platform again at the end of this month or within the next couple of weeks. And we're going to have beta testers for our website to make sure that we, build and develop the most powerful platform when it comes to networking and sharing best practices. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Make sure you guys, spend time with your loved ones and enjoy the day off. And we will see you guys, early morning on Monday, so tomorrow. Thank you guys again, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. Let's make sure that we end this year on a green note. Take care, guys.